Hey everybody, happy Friday. Welcome in. It's 10 a.m. Eastern. We're live. This is totally live. This is not pre-recorded. We do these every single Monday through Friday live. My name is Matt. I'm guest hosting for Dave today. And we're here for Wake Up Legendary. And I'm just pumped. We've got an awesome guest. I've never met her. But we're gonna dive in and sort of explore her world and her journey of getting started in the online space. And it's always an interesting conversation. You never know what's coming, and I'm excited to sort of see what comes up during the conversation. So, if you are here live with us, give me a little comment. Let me know that you're here live with us, and we're gonna get rocking. I'm gonna bring in Chrissy right now. Boom.
Hey, hey,
How we
hey.
doing?
Good.
All the way up from Jersey. Good morning.
Yeah,
How's your morning so far?
pretty good. I have and you have to excuse me if you hear a dog in the background. I have a 9-week-old boxer, and I tried to run him around this morning so he'd be quiet, but he ran
Hey,
up
it's all
me.
good. It's all good. I have my 8-year-old Westie just chilling right next to me. There's a decent chance that if the mailman or
Yeah,
somebody, the landscape person or something comes by, she loses her mind. And so,
exactly.
hey, it is what it is. But
Exactly.
okay, so we've never met before.
Nope.
This is we met 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago. Uh, Tell us a little bit about you, and but bring us back, right? So that we get the full context of why you came online. Tell us a little bit about the different jobs that you had worked and sort of what that did to you, or how that made you feel, and where you're at now.
Okay. So I was a bartender, a 911 dispatcher, and I do nails in a salon, but I don't have nails because I hate nails, but I do them. Um, so COVID hit, and obviously lost the job at the salon. Bartending was out of the picture, and then I was still doing the 911 dispatch, but even our hours there actually got reduced. So I downloaded TikTok because I was bored at home, and I found a person, Dawn Sargent, and I kept following her and kept following her. And she really, I love her. I love Dawn Sargent. She's, really a great mentor. So I didn't take action until a year later, and I had gone back to work. Obviously, didn't go back to bartending. I went back to the salon. And even in the salon, like I lost a lot of clients because they were still scared to come back. And I was like, all right, I got to do something. And I've always been intrigued with the whole making money online, but I just didn't know how to do it. So 1 year later, I went continuing following a couple different people, Amanda's mentoring, Dawn Sargent. And I said, I'm doing this. I'm going all in. I'm gonna see how this starts. And it's funny because I had talked to my coach one day and I said, listen, if I can make $500 a month doing this, that would be great. And I didn't realize that I would be making more doing it. So I'm really happy about that. And I'm a beginner. I'm still a beginner. I'm still learning. I try to learn something new every single day. But yeah, that's where it brought me. And I haven't gone back to the dispatch job. I haven't gone back to bartending. I'm still working 3 days a week in the salon, and
Yep.
I'm doing this on the side, and hopefully one day I can do it full time
Cool.
and not have to go
Cool.
back to anything.
Right. So all the other stuff was sort of pre-COVID, right?
Yeah.
Was that then a little bit impacted by COVID?
Yeah, well, the bartending was definitely
Yeah,
impacted. The dispatch,
not
during
as much.
COVID, nobody was out and about, so it was quiet. It was so quiet. They didn't need as many of us on.
Yeah, so when interesting. So when all of that happens and you're sort of like um it's I loved how you put this in. We do a little for those of you who are newer to our show. We don't do a lot of set questions, but we do have the guests fill out just a short little brief, like, "Hey,
Mhm.
here's a little about me," and you'd put something like, "I want to live a little bit more balanced life." And
Mhm.
for you said for years you would jump from one job to the
Yep.
next, sort of just money chasing, right?
Yep. I
Um,
mean, believe me, I was working at the salon and leaving the salon at 5 o'clock and being at my bartending job at 6
yeah.
till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, and bartending's not easy
No.
at all.
The older I listen, I'm 48 years old, and the older you get, you can't deal with people anymore when they I understand you're coming to the bar because you have a problem because you just want to drink, but listen, I'm just here to do my job and make money.
Yeah, I know, I know. You sound like you would be one of my favorite bartenders. Like, I like the no bullshit
No
bartender.
bullshit.
And you have the little like kind of northeastern Jersey kind of accent going on to it. So then it's just when that combination happens, it's like, okay, we're not. If you want shenanigans, get out of this bar and
Yep,
go take them another place. That's funny.
exactly.
So you COVID hits, all this stuff, whatever. You're sort of lurking in the background, which is also interesting because we get a lot of people who are in our community who well, they're sort of shamed for lurking in the background. Like, hey, when are you going to take action? You know, and I always tell people, hey, there's with anything new, there's always this little limbo or incubation period where you're sort of just, hey, am I okay with this?
Hmm.
Am I actually going to be happy doing this? And that's totally an okay thing. So you jump in, you're like, hey, maybe I can make $500 a month. We don't make a lot of income disclaimers, but you've made more than that. So congratulations, you're doing well as an affiliate marketer.
Hmm.
Um, what I mean, see, you're on TikTok, you're doing things on social media. I mean, okay, so a nearly 50-year old, nearly 50, I said nearly 50-year old ex bartender, dispatcher, doing all of these hustle things.
Yeah,
What's has that been hard, or was there a big hurdle, or yeah.
extremely hard. And I did worked in the salon and did bartending for years and years and years. And then I was like, I need to do something. I need to do something different. I guess I had that like midlife crisis. So I 3 years, no, 4 years ago, I took a class to become a 911 dispatcher because in my mind, I wanted to help people. I want to help people. I want to get them through hard times. Well, I was a year into dispatching and I said, what am I doing? What am I doing? Because society in itself, I mean, I don't know about you, but do you call the police when there's a bear in your yard? Do you call the police when there's a raccoon in your yard? It's like you have to handhold these people. And it really, I'm like, I'm not helping these people. It just really, and then COVID hit and it really put in perspective, like, this isn't what life is all about. I really examined things during the whole COVID and I said, I want to do something different. There is something better out there. And I've always wanted to help people. And doing the police dispatching was not working out. I was getting more aggravated at people. So I said, let me give this a shot and let me learn something. And that way I can help others learn as well and be able to stay at home and make money.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. I said
That's
nice.
okay.
I love it. Yeah. So um, with you currently, and I wanted to just here's the cool part about this show. It that I really like. I shouldn't say this is the cool part about the show, but the thing I love about this show has been that people from all different walks of life, from all different age groups. We've had young 18-year-olds. We had a guy on the show who was 81 or 82 at the time. I mean, the huge range,
Yeah.
But particularly like with your following, we've also had people who've had hundreds of thousands of followers, and people who've had 1,000 followers. You
Yeah.
have 2,900 followers.
Yep.
How like what's your routine like on TikTok? I just saw one of your
How do you make
videos.
money?
I just saw one of your most recent video where there's like some sort of dog. Oh, it's your new little pup. Okay. Here, let me pull it. Can I pull this open real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
How
So
long does it take? How much does it cost? When am I gonna make my first commission? Is it hard?
I just saw the little clip of the pup just grabbing your hair.
Yep.
You're having so much. It looks like you're having so much fun with it. What's your routine like creating content? How much do you create per day? Like, how do you get in that rhythm?
I try to create 3 a day, sometimes even more if I can. And I've been trying to do like one in the morning, one mid-afternoon, one at night. And I've noticed something, and it's funny how the more you do this, the more you realize, like, this one TikTok I did, I mean, I think it got 40,000 views, but it was a lot of kids messaging me, and I'm like, okay, that didn't work. So you learn as you do these TikToks, like, okay, this is working, this isn't working. But everybody says consistency is key. Consistency is key. Well, since I got this puppy, obviously I have been, and believe me, I could have taken 5 minutes to do TikToks, but between going to work, getting him outside, going pee, going poo, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. I've been maybe putting 2 up a day, and my views have gone down. So, lesson to beginners: consistency is key. Keep doing it.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I so there's also the bigger, I wrote about this last week, but the bigger, deeper piece to that too that a lot of times people miss is on what that consistency does is will help you sort of boost and create awareness. Like it's not just like an online business thing. It's like you want to drive revenue to your pizza place, you want to drive revenue to your nail salon, whatever. Like
Yeah.
like consistency with social media. It just happens to be social media right now, but maybe it was back in the day consistency with radio ads or TV ads or whatever. Now it's YouTube ads, or now it's a TikTok channel or an Instagram or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that level of consistency, what happens there is you're literally garnering free attention. Like Gary Vee always talks about how attention is the commodity. The commodity that's being traded in the world right now on social media, that commodity is people's attention. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So consistency not only gets you in front of eyeballs, but it also, the benefit is it builds a habit. Like it for 21 day, at least 21 days, but I would say, 60 days, 90 days. If you do that consistently, suddenly there's a habit there, right? And there's sort of a reward. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a tangible reward. You've got more followers. Also, you're growing your revenue.
Yeah.
Does it feel habitual to you yet, or is it still building?
No, it feels habitual now. It feels habitual now. I just started learning, a little bit about Pinterest and promoting on there as well. Yeah, my next step is going to be, I want to start on YouTube. And so, for the beginners out there, and I know a lot of people I don't want to show my face. Listen, once you do a couple, you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to do some more. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do another one. It gets easy. And it's just, people don't care what you look like. Half the time my hair is up in a bun and it's all over the place. Just put your face out there, give some people some information, and it does work.
Yeah, it does. And I think the whole piece about, like, I don't want to show my face, like, the interesting part about this is over the last couple of months, the whole, like, don't want to show my face thing. That's always been a thing. It's always been, always will be. And I actually think it's legit for some people. But it is interesting because when I then describe or show specific examples of people who have built full-time income without showing their face, people still don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They still won't take action and try to sort of oh, that's a great case study. I'm going to try that.
Mm-hmm.
They won't even try it. They won't even
Right.
go into it because it's, well, why not? Well, I'm just overwhelmed with maybe the video editing or how do I do voiceover, right? So then it's like, okay, so the problem again isn't really that it's your face. The problem is really deeper than that. The problem is you're stuck and you're unwilling to get unstuck like an entrepreneur. An
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur, I mean, it's like there's a problem, and an employee will go to their boss and say, I don't know what to do. What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? An entrepreneur can't say that. An entrepreneur is like, if I don't fix it, there's literally no one else to fix it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's sort of retraining. So sometimes it's just a simple reframe of like, I have to figure this out. I
Yes.
feel the vibe I get from you is I feel sort of that you have that energy of like, okay, I've got to figure this out. Oh, this wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah. Believe me, there has when I was learning, there was definitely some crying episodes saying, I can't do this, I can't do this. But one thing in a lot of your videos, and I loved how you put that, like, Google it. Google it. You can find anything by Googling. It can answer your questions, and it really can. There's a lot of people, and believe me, I'm here to help out however I can. But sometimes messaging, or I've even had a couple calls with people that had gone under me. It's a little hard sometimes to explain it. So that's why I just say, type this into Google. It'll it'll take you step by step how to do that.
Right.
So
You know what I started responding to people with? So what I would do before when people would ask, how do I do ClickFunnels or how do I integrate my autoresponder? I used to respond with the Aweber or ClickFunnels link or whatever,
yes.
and say, here's the help link. Now I respond with a Google link, and it's a link to my search on Google. And so
Yes.
I say, hey, look, here's a quick, type this into Google just like I did here. And
Mm-hmm.
then boom, it spits out the search results. So then their brain is like, oh, I could just type that into Google. I don't have to wait a day or two from that to respond to me via email.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a fascinating sort of. You're so right, though. The ability. I don't know how. You know, I think growing up in the internet age helped me, but I've got people who are my
No.
age who struggle with this still. But I don't know how I figured this out or whatever. But I learned to Google search and YouTube everything, and I always just thought, man, I probably can solve this on my own. I could probably solve this
Right.
myself. Like, let's just figure this dang thing out. And it really helped me build a skill set where now I feel more competent. If there's something I don't know, I feel pretty dang confident I can figure that thing out. Doesn't really matter what it is. And it's just from one generation to the other. My dad, he was here a couple weeks back, and he said, yeah, I mean, if I'm out there fixing my motorcycle or fixing my car, I can find just about anything on YouTube.
On YouTube.
Every model of motorcycle, every car, every brake pad. I mean, there's a tutorial video from some random guy in his garage, right? The cool part is that random guy in his garage is probably making money by my dad watching that,
Right.
which is hilarious.
Right.
What just out of curiosity, what's your are you getting going on Pinterest? Are you just kind of feeling out the waters?
I just started creating pins on Canva, and yeah, so I'm testing it out, seeing. I've heard Pinterest is great, so I'm going to give it a shot and see how it goes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like an untapped market. We were just talking about that the other day,
Mhm.
where there's, a lot of noise and energy on TikTok right now, and there has been for a while. And I feel like there's a secret society on Pinterest who are doing cool and very powerful things on Pinterest. So that's cool. You'll have to keep us updated on just how that goes and what that's
Absolutely.
like.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to start doing some YouTube videos too, how to's, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well, what you
go
can
from there.
do is you can take your TikToks and you can,
Yeah.
there's all sorts of tools where you can download those without the TikTok watermark on it,
Yep.
and put them on Instagram Reels, put them on YouTube Shorts, and sort of be able to leverage content to different platforms. Before YouTube came out with Shorts, that wasn't really possible. It didn't really make sense
Right.
because they're different forms of content. But now, it's all sort of functions the same. Oh my god!
Yes, sorry.
No, don't apologize. Never apologize for bringing a puppy on the show. I mean,
He's
jeez.
biting my new dining room table.
Chewing. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. That's hilarious.
But yeah, so and again, when I first started learning before I went through Dawn, I was like, let me try doing this through YouTube because you can find everything on YouTube.
Yeah.
Again, for begin and listen, after I took the 15-day challenge, I did go, I still learn from people on YouTube,
Yeah.
but before taking the 15-day challenge, I figured, let me go on YouTube. Let me try and figure this out on my own. It gets you, because everybody has a different perspective of
Yeah.
affiliate marketing. And if you don't know the basis first, you're going to get more and more confused. So that's what I try to tell people through my TikToks, like get your basis down first and then, go on people's YouTubes and see what everybody else is doing. But trying to learn it from day one, you get so confused. It's very,
Yes.
very confusing.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And that's part of why, like, look, we even admit this at Legendary. Like, there's a lot of ways to make money on the internet. A lot. We're not the only game in
Right.
town. We're not the only business model. But but I will say that no matter which one you choose, you should choose to actually learn it and implement it, right? So it's like for Legendary, if you choose to go through our 15-day challenge, you're going to learn a specific business model. It's high ticket affiliate marketing or high ticket digital freelance marketing, and that's the bit. It's based around information, selling information, and that's sort of our business model we like to teach because it's what we have experience in and it's what's worked for us.
Mm-hmm.
But look, there's e-commerce, there's drop shipping, and there's a lot of different things that fit people's needs and desires and sort of quirks better or
Right.
differently, right? And so I think the big piece, sort of like you said, is there's all these scattered pieces out there, but if you can find a program or find a community that really fits your needs, fits what you're looking for, stick with that
Right.
because there's less confusion and there's more clarity, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never tried any of the e-commerce or anything like that. A couple of years ago, I started my own little side biz called Bottled Up. It's on Facebook, but for extra money. I was
Yeah.
taking. I went to school for graphic design, so I
Okay.
am an artist. So I was taking wine bottles and painting them and putting little wine cork lights in them, and it
Nice.
really it took off. It took off, and I was like, oh wow, I can actually do this as a side business. Well, last Christmas I got so busy, and then I started doing shipping. No, I said nope,
Does that?
I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm only doing it for local people only. I'm not shipping anymore. This is
Yep.
ridiculous.
Yep.
It was too much. Too
Yep.
much. Not for me. But hey,
Yep.
if other people are doing it, good for you. I could not do it.
Yeah, and also, I mean, think about just the logistical nightmare of that. I've done different shipping type of stuff, more like for actual companies that are shipping their products or retail products. Disasters. I mean, UPS busting packages and
Oh yeah,
people not receiving them, and it's just the selling information is so much simpler, so much more straight to the point. Yeah, a million times.
absolutely. And for beginners, I affiliate marketing. I Let me tell you, when I was first learning, no, I would say no, this is not easy. But now looking back, I laugh and say it is easy. It is easy to get going and get started. There's going to be some frustrated days, but once you get through them all, you're golden.
Yeah, and I think the big key, the big kicker is, well, yes, I think you're right. I think the word that tend to use is simple. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's this sort of immediate learning curve, and after that, as long as you're sort of really focused and you have good guidance, it becomes more simple. Like there's
Right.
not a lot of complexity to it. What do you do as an affiliate? I drive traffic. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I get people's attention, whether it's social media or paid ads or whatever, and I drive traffic to an
Mm-hmm.
offer. That's it. I don't do
Yeah.
customer service. I don't do support. I don't do refunds. I don't do chargebacks. I don't do merchant accounts. I don't do any of that.
Right.
I drive traffic. And that's a simple business model. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to let you have the last word, but I want to preface it by saying there's a lot of people on here, and a lot of people watch this as a replay, and many of them are newer. They're newer to our community, but they're also like they're newer to like just the online space. Like some of them bought our challenge yesterday. Some of them haven't even purchased our challenge. Um, so like very new, very fresh. What like, and you're not all that like. I mean, it's not like you're a veteran here.
I'm 3 months
Um,
in.
if you can think back to that day where you're like, I can do this, what would you tell somebody who's newer, who's here, who's looking around and is, maybe struggling to take action or commit or something like that?
Well, that's, definitely, as a beginner, you doubt yourself all the time when you're trying to learn the funnels, when you're trying to learn email autoresponder, and you've never, I'm not a techie person. I've never done any of that before. Um, but definitely changing your mindset that you can do it. And Rich Dad, Poor Dad, definitely read that book. It was an eye opener. So I would suggest any beginner get that book. It's a great book, and just keep going. Like take, there was days I was spending on the computer.
We just lost your audio.
Sorry about that.
You probably just got a text or something. It happened.
Yeah, I did. I shut there we go.
It's all good.
Um, but yeah, there was days that I spent like 8 hours on the computer, and you just walk away. Just walk away and go back to it again, get your mind refreshed. But keep going. It's definitely beneficial. And I know people are afraid to ask for help, but listen, Michelle Welchie, Callie, Barb McGowan, reach out to me. I reached out to these girls. The community itself is wonderful. They're just real people, and we're all here to help one another get going, get started. So don't be afraid to reach out to people. Everyone's here to help.
Yes. Oh, 100 times yes.
Yeah.
uh, it's weird how this community has, and it's really been, it's just a combination of a lot of things, but yes, we hear that all the time, and it's never this like, here, let me hoard my secrets. It's always like, hey, like, come look
Yeah.
at what I'm doing, and let's rock, and it really is this sort of thing that really lifts all boats. It's been really cool for me to watch. It's been, yeah, it's just been incredible. um
Yeah, and it's
cool.
the biggest thing, it's fear, everyone's afraid. Everyone's afraid of change. Everyone's afraid of, starting something new. But, I kind of, and believe me, that was even being a 911 dispatcher. I had to, give CPR over the phone to people, learning all of that. It's hard. It's scary. And doing that first 911 phone call, I'm like, ah. But the more you do it, the more you're like, this is a piece of cake. You just
Same
got to,
with anything in life, right?
yeah, keep doing it, keep plugging along, and reach out to people if you
Yep.
have questions. Don't be afraid to ask.
Yep. I think sometimes we have this piece of us that's scared of, people, what are they going to think about me, or I don't want to be a
Yeah.
burden or something like that. You got
And
to
you'll
learn to
you'll
throw that
definitely
out.
have those trolls on Facebook or on TikTok that will comment like, "This is a scam." Oh, Okay, well, I guess it didn't work for you, but it's working for me.
Right.
And now I don't get upset. I laugh at them. And I try hard not to make a video back to them and be a wise ass.
Yeah, it's mostly just like it's mostly, I would say, just like it's an insecurity thing, and there's probably some pain, and they're jaded. The more I'm in this industry, the more I have empathy towards people who respond that way, because it immediately tells me that they've probably, not just in this industry, their whole life probably spent like a lot of time being told they're not enough, or being told they
Right.
can't do something, and so they try something but they have too much fear, and it's just it's a whole
Right.
thing. But
Mm-hmm.
well, Chrissy, thanks for coming on. Have a good
Well,
weekend,
God, thank
and
you for having me. I loved
yeah.
being on.
Yeah. Please share, like, if you can go into our group and share a photo of you and the dog, that would make me so happy. And just share a little bit about, like, you could just share a little bit about your experience on Wake Up Legendary, or just whatever. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I want
Absolutely.
more dog content, so I'm just a sucker for it. But anyway, have a good weekend. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thanks to everybody. And I was glad to be on. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Awesome. All right, guys. Happy Friday, and happy weekend to the Weekend Warriors. Let's rock. It's time to, I always say, a lot of times people are like, oh, weekend, time to take off. I know when I was starting, the weekends were my moment. I mean, it was like the time where I had a little bit of, time to myself, and time to actually like grow my business, and put, place some ads, create video content, stuff like that. But we've got a long weekend here in the U.S. So stay safe. Oh, there's my dog. And yeah, have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here on Monday, same time, same place.